Okay, it hit 10:15 here. If it's okay with you guys, we're going to get started. I wish you guys the best of luck, and let's have some fun. Have a good game. Okay, so here we'll against Aiden MCC. We're gonna start with E4, and I just let's see here. We're gonna go D4 against Breeze 17. Kind of mix it up a little, and let's see. Let's play the Sicilian here against Dan. Let's see here. So looks like I'm going to be playing in an open game against Aiden MCC. Okay, let's go with the Roy Lopez. Okay, Breeze is playing D5 against me, and let's play Knight to F3. Maybe going into the Kali, but maybe I might transpose into Queen's Gambit. Let's just see what happens here. Okay, Dan playing Knight to F3, maybe going for an open Sicilian. And that's just fine with me. And so this interface is kind of neat. You'll see me kind of scrolling down to look at the different games to see when it's my turn to play. So I'm going to just kind of look here. Okay, we've got kind of a symmetrical system here. And here we're going to play E3. This is going to go into the Kali. I haven't played this in a while, but I used to play this quite a bit. It used to be my tournament repertoire with white. So a little bit of a blast to the past here. Okay, F6. F6 by black here. This is a little unusual. Protecting the e5 pawn, but maybe opening up some weakness here too. So definitely need to be careful here with black. Let's see, how should we attack this? D4 looks interesting here. D4 trying to break open. Knight to C3 here, trying to be a little more just getting that development out as well. So you know what? Let's go with D4. Okay, let's maybe get this light square bishop out, or this dark square bishop out. Okay, we've got the open Sicilian here against Dan, and we're gonna take that pawn. Okay, Aiden MCC hasn't moved yet. I clicked on the wrong window here. And here, going for kind of a Grunfeld type look. And here, I'm going to play B4. And this is an interesting move. This is going to prevent this C5 break. And this has been played by Magnus Carlsen in Blitz. So kind of an interesting move here. Okay, let's see here. What do we got here on this board? Okay, still waiting to see what Aiden MCC is going to play. And Breeze. Okay, playing the bishop to G4 here. And let's see. I could leave that alone maybe. Or I can just do something like this. Okay, let's see where we're at here. Let's go back to Dan's game. Okay, we're back in the open Sicilian. So knight to f6, attacking the e4 pawn. And maybe we'll see a Najdorf. Maybe we'll see a Najdorf here. And if you're just joining me, we are playing a Simul. I've got 3 opponents today. And having some fun. Okay, let's go here to... Oh, interesting. Okay, so Aiden is playing d5 here, looking to counter in the center. There is a problem with this move, though, and that is e takes d5. I'm just going to go ahead here. Well, I don't have to take it, do I? Let's see. E takes d5, queen takes d5, and then I could go knight to c3, which... Might not be too pleasant. I could also go knight to c right now, and then d takes e4. I can play c takes d4, and this knight is pinned. So that's the major problem. So which one is the better way to play is the question. You know what? I'm going to take here, and we're going to see if we can. Not sure if that's the right way, but we'll see if we can muster up some trouble here. Okay, bishop to g7 played by black, pretty standard move. And here I'm going to play c4, trying to get some space and maybe some development if he takes here on c4. And going back to Dan's game, looks like he's going to play this bishop to d3 variation, which is a little different. Normally knight to c3 is played here. And I'm going to go ahead and attack this knight right away and make him make a decision here. Okay, and I'm actually going to set this to auto switch. So I think whenever a move is made, it's going to switch it up here. And here we're going to go with this knight to c3 attacking the queen. Okay, here, pretty standard move. Problem with this move, it's not really a problem, but these dark squares might become weak. And also, now I'm going to force... Well, no, I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to play bishop to b2 first. Okay, we're going to switch up here. Automatically, we are Aiden MCC's game, moving his queen back here. And now we do have a little bit of a problem. I'm going to go ahead and push this pawn and attack this pinned knight. So let's see what we have here. Okay, knight to c6. Okay, this is being attacked. And what do I need to do next? Now I could push, and then knight to a5 might be a little annoying, but I don't see it being too big of a deal at this point. You know what? Let's push that. Just preserve that pawn. And let's go back to Aiden MCC's game. Okay, so here looks like we're going to win a knight. So I'm going to go ahead and take that. Okay. And here, I think the issue was first playing this f6, but also we have to be careful of this pin. Normally in the Roy Lopez, a6 comes out to attack this bishop, and after the bishop goes back here, then b5 at some point to push that off so that that pin is no longer an issue. Okay, here we are. Denmark playing here, attacking. I'm attacking this knight. He defends it with bishop to e3. Very interesting move. And here, I think I need to... we got a few moves we can play here, actually. I can play something like knight to b4, attacking this bishop. But I don't really think that's a big issue yet. What I'm thinking might be a nice move is I'm either thinking of knight takes d4 followed by e5, or maybe, actually there's a lot of good moves here, or maybe e5 right away, forcing this trade. The only reason I might want to take is because I might want to preserve the C file for myself. So I think I'm going to go ahead and take first. Okay, now here he goes back, and now this is looking pretty good for me. I'm going to go ahead and force him to make a choice here with this bishop. And he pretty much has to trade that. Okay, he's going to take back here, and now I'm going to play e5 to push that bishop back, and that's going to give me a tempo. So... Okay, so bishop takes f3, and I'm simply just going to take back with the knight. Okay, so that position is looking pretty good. All right, the bishop actually goes back here to c3. I wonder where he's going to put this knight. And I think what we can do here, we're just going to develop. bishop to e7. And here, still can decide where to put the light square bishop. I could put it on b7, maybe after a6 and b5. This is an interesting setup. I don't think there's really any big issues here. Okay, knight to b2 is played. And here, I'm going to go ahead and play a6 first. And the idea being that if he tries to go on c4, I'm going to play that b5 move. Okay, we are here, Breeze 17, playing queen to e7. So what is the idea here? Are you looking to play on the queen side? Actually, I do see what you're trying to do. You're thinking about maybe this check here. But I think we could just prevent that with something like... well, let's hold on. Before I do that, he is looking at something like e5 here, too. So that is a possibility also. But I think more likely he's looking to get this check in to fork. So I'm going to go ahead and play queen to b3. Good, interesting move. Okay, he's taking back with the pawn. So I'm going to just drop this bishop back. But where should I drop it back to? I'm thinking along... Let's see here. I'm thinking along this diagonal is perhaps the best. Okay, Denmark, we are looking here. A4, looking at some aggression here, looking to prevent this b5. Very interesting move. Do I need to stop a5 here? So that is the question. Let's see. What I'm going to do real quick. Let's see here. I think I could delay that decision and maybe just castle here. Okay, sort of taking time here. Okay, black castles, good move. Made a video recently about the importance of castling in these types of positions. Okay, I'm going to play bishop to e2. I cannot waste any more time not castling. Okay, bishop to g4, looking for this pin. Now, very interesting. I think what I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to... See, I'm up a piece, so I don't really have to worry too much there. But the question is whether I should allow this capture here. And I think I can avoid it with something like... I'm just going to avoid it. Queen to e2. So I don't want to trade queens here in this game. Okay, back to Breeze 17. Okay, plugging this knight here on e4. Very interesting. Very interesting. What I'm thinking, though, is that... Now, here I can... Well, I would think of winning a pawn here, but that's actually not in the cards quite yet. I'm going to go ahead and castle and get my king to safety, and then I can think about that. Okay, bringing this knight here to c4, definitely an interesting move. And I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get my queen... here. Well, let's see here. It's a question of putting my bishop on e6 or putting it on putting it here on b7. I can make that decision in a moment. I'm going to play queen to c7. That way I can put my rook there. Okay, he's going to take here on f3. And before I take back, I just want to make sure I'm not going to be losing any material here. He's got queen to d4. That doesn't really do anything. I think I'm okay. Okay, queen to f3 with some threats of my own. Okay, c6 happening here. And this is something where we want to be careful, because if we just capture, we allow him, our opponents to get back into the game here. So we do want to be careful of that. I do have an interesting little, some interesting little tactics here with maybe bishop to a6. But do I want to play something first like Bishop to a6, and then this knight can come back. Very interesting, very interesting. Let's see. I could also play... Now, if I played c takes d5, that's not so good because he takes back with the c pawn, and then we have the symmetrical position. I think I can keep the tension with a move like... Let's play rook to c1. Keeping the tension here, opening up some possibilities. Okay, black is playing here. Now, unfortunately, he is missing this tactic. Queen takes c6 check. Okay, black is in trouble in that game. Okay, here, Dan's back here, and... playing interesting move, very good move, threatening my queen, but I'm going to skate to safety, I think, with, well, not quite. Is it, okay, this is very interesting. Well, I'm not going to, this is very interesting. Okay, let's go queen c6. Okay, Dan, you're making it tough for me today. Making it tough. Okay, here comes that knight move. And not quite sure what I think of it. Let's see, if I take here, he takes back with the c pawn. What is his threat? What is the threat here? You know what? Let's go ahead and I can go ahead and play bishop to a3, pinning that knight. Okay, queen coming back, and here we have to watch out for our hanging pieces, my friends. I'm just going to take here. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, Colin, once I got it started, I guess there's no way to add people. I wish I could have added someone. I didn't realize that. This is my first, yeah. Okay, so unfortunately I can't add anyone once it starts. So, but maybe next time I can do some sort of, I don't know, pre-sign up or something like that. Okay, this is an interesting situation here. This knight is, or this queen is pinned, so I could play something like bishop to f7 check here, and that will cause some trouble here to our friend. But what is the best way to do this? I'm thinking here, bishop to b5 check. Okay, this knight comes in over here. Okay, well, this makes things a little bit clearer in terms of what I want to do. Let's go ahead and let's see. Let's take here first just to clarify things. Okay, plays his king there, and then I'm going to hit him with this check. Oh, I can't do that because he's got... At first I thought I could. I was being too... Oh, no, the queen is protecting it, so I'm going to hit him with this check. Oh, it is pinned. My knight is pinned, so this is the dangers of playing into Simuls. Okay, that's okay. Let's go ahead and just take here. Okay, we're up enough material, so... Okay, he's going to hit me here. Now, is this a chance to sacrifice the exchange, maybe? Well, let's go ahead and move... I'm going to go ahead and move this rook over, just to avoid that for now. Yep. You know, with the Simuls, I played one a long time ago, but with the Simuls, it is something that you miss these little things, and that's why it gives players who... Yeah, I thought there might have been a way to add people later. And maybe that's a future feature here on Lee Chess with these Simuls, but... Oh, hey, Comfortable, I'm glad you're here. Yeah, I didn't want to. I was thinking of posting it to different places, like on Chessable forums. But appreciate you coming out. Comfortable. We've been on a few. Um, we've been on a few beta testing teams for Chessable, so I'm glad to see that you're here. And you've actually inspired me because I've been kind of procrastinating um, on my blog where I analyze my games, but you've kind of inspired me to do that. Okay. Um, so in this situation, we're actually up a rook and a piece. So the general idea is to just make sure we consolidate and keep it safe, and then try to have as clean of a win as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and castle. I don't have to, but I want to get my rooks into the game in this game. Okay, here now the whole idea behind this, which I didn't mention before, was now with this pin piece, I'm going to try to win. I'm going to go ahead and try to win this knight here, and that was the whole idea behind clearing these pawns so that the pawns can't interfere here. So I don't think there's a way. Now, he can play knight to f5 or something, but he's going to lose a piece in either way. Okay, king moves over there, and the next step here is I'm going to try to take over the d file. Now, my opponent's going to try to oppose it, maybe, but okay. So here, Dan's actually going to play c4. What is the idea behind c4? Maybe to make this outpost on d5. But what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to, well, what I'm thinking of doing is playing queen to c5, attacking this bishop, trying to attack this defender here. You've got a little bit of a bind here on this position. So let's see what we can do there. Okay, in this particular position, we do have this rook over here, and what can we do? I'm actually going to play this check first. Okay, and now what I'm going to do here is I just want to back up this bishop so I could try to trade rooks. Okay, so this game looks pretty good. I think. Okay, so he's going to play here, and we're just going to go ahead and take. And this should be a piece for white here. Takes back with the knight, and I'm going to take back with the bishop. That should be pretty good. Okay, he's going to play here. I do have to be careful, making sure my queen does not get trapped here. What I'm going to do here, though, is I'm going to... What am I going to do? That's a good question, isn't it? Putting up a tough game here, Dan. Putting up a tough game. I have two choices. I could drop it back here to c6, and maybe that's a safer choice. The other option is to maybe play queen to d4, which might be interesting as well. Let's do that. That's actually an interesting option. I think I'm safe. If not, maybe I overlooked something. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and take here with the rook, and I'm actually threatening in that game. Okay, in this game we're going to... let's see, how should I do this actually? I'm going to actually back it up here to d6 and maybe think about going to e6 there. Okay. Interesting position here. I think what I'm going to do here is go ahead and just try to trade down in this game here against Aiden MCC. Okay. Here we are up a piece, and I think it is okay to do a little trading. So we're going to go ahead and trade this pawn here on e5. Okay. Dan here with this, a lot of pressure here on my queen side, but I also have some pressure too. And so I'm going to go ahead and take this pawn. Okay. So I have threats of my own. Let's see if Dan sees it. I'm not going to tell him. I'm not going to tell him. Yeah. If you're talking about Dan's game. Well, I think that's what we're doing here. So we'll see. Um, you mean a move earlier? The problem with the I don't know if I could have done it a move earlier, but I'm not sure which game you're talking about, Mike. Is there a knight to e4 in one of my other games? Okay, so here we've got, I believe, mate in 2. I believe we've got mate in 2 here. Okay, and here, you know what? Let's keep the 2 bishops. Let's go ahead and take that. We're probably going to be trading down here. Okay, bishop takes, and now I'm going to take here. So we have won a pawn, but there's a lot of activity in that game. Okay, 8 in MCC, good game. So we've got our first victory here. Okay, we're trading down here. Again, I'm a piece up. We're going to just keep that pressure going. Rook's going to take, and you know what? We're going to just plant this bishop right here. Okay. I don't think I want to trade queens yet, but let me think for a moment. I've got a tiny bit of breathing room here. Now, this pawn is hanging here on g2, but again, that could be kind of a poison pawn. I don't want to give him any more activity than is necessary. However, his king is as yet not castled, and he is not going to want to castle queenside, I don't think, because he's got a lot of holes there. So it's possible that I should just take that pawn. Let's test it out. Okay, rook takes, and here let's get really active with these rooks, and let's take over this 7th rank. Oh yeah, when the queen was on c6, yeah, no, I saw that, but as you saw, I was able to take it here. So let's see what's happening here. Okay, Bree's still deciding what to do. He's down a piece, and now, should I go after this pawn, or should I activate my other rook? I think with the material advantage I have, we're going to activate our other rook. We're going to try to get 2 pigs on the 7th, as they call it. You know, about 15 years ago, I wrote an article on my, at the time, my chess site called, which was called Brian's Chess World at the time, and it was called Hogs on the 7th, and it was actually kind of neat. It was a three article series where I talked about putting your rooks on the 7th rank. And the cool thing about that was that the week before, I decided to write it because I was losing in a game against someone in the World Open in Philadelphia, and I was able to put my rooks on the 7th rank and basically perpetual check him. But basically, he was up a ton of material. And now here we got a little bit of trouble for black, and I'm just going to start. This is what the hogs do on the 7th. They eat the pawns. So have to be careful there. Have to be very careful now. All right, let's keep going. Munch, munch. I don't mean to be too silly about it, but we have some danger now. Okay, let's try to calculate this now. This square is still open. So what I'm going to do now is actually threaten. I should go threaten here. Okay, rook comes to block. And here, let's hit him. Is this checkmate? I think he should have blocked with the other rook. Okay, checkmate. Good game. Good game, Breeze 17. Okay, Dan, it's you and me, buddy. It's you and me. Let's see where you're at here. Yeah, this game is very interesting. Oh, hey Peter, thanks for coming. So we started out with 3 players, and I really appreciate you guys coming and playing, and I hope you guys had a good time. Hope you guys will check out. I think there's some instructive points in there. But here, Dan is down a little material, but you can see he's got this kind of bind on my queen side. And so it's a matter of whether or not he can make anything of that, I think. But it's not... I would say that my position is better, but I'm a little nervous. No, I don't know if I'd say nervous, but I think it's definitely not something that I want to take lightly in terms of this position. Okay, so if you guys like this, we can do this. I don't know about every week because it is a little, but definitely am enjoying myself. I hope you guys are having fun here watching as we play here. Okay, this king comes out. So now the question is, how do we deal with this position? Because now I do have, this one of these rooks is coming to G1. So I'm going to have to think about that. And I'm wondering, should I move my queen out of the way or just wait? Because I can do other things too. Like I could develop this bishop. Because his king is kind of out in the open now. So there are things that he has to worry about too. I can also do things like hitting him with a check here. Bishop to G5 check. But I don't know if that really does anything. He doesn't want to go back to the back rank. And so this could start a little initiative because he's going to have to look at perhaps moving his king to... But am I just pushing his king over to the king side? So that's kind of the question behind all of this. So bishop to G5 check. Unfortunately now, Dan, because you're the only one left, I can actually calculate a little more. And so let's say he goes to king to C2. Then I could hit him again, bishop to F5 check. And then he could tuck his king away. But if he actually comes to the... if he goes to B2, I don't have an immediate check, but then I could play maybe something like queen to H3 to try to do something there. I wonder if I should just play that first. So that's an option as well. Or maybe just queen to B5 check here, just to get my queen sort of back on the road to things. Let's see here. Well, you know what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to play a quiet move here. Bishop to E6. And this is just going to get my bishop out from being captured by this knight. So in a way, these knights are a little bit of... this knight is kind of hemmed in itself, so there are issues there. A couple of good games here. I think sometimes with I think maybe a couple of the moves were a little impulsive by my opponents. Remember, we had some time on the clock, so maybe a little rushed. Maybe you're used to playing faster games, but I think with the Simul, I thought this was time control. Mainly, I wanted to cover the stream here and make sure that we were playing for as long as I was streaming, so I didn't want to make it like a blitz Simul. Also, it's a little more instructive, too, but hopefully my comments are helpful to you. And very interesting positions, though. When I play, I do enjoy trying to play well, but also I like to, how should I say, I like to play interesting in different positions that I haven't seen before and see how I look at the game. And then the key there is to analyze afterwards and see how I could have played it differently, or how maybe my opponent looked at things. So I really enjoy that about chess. I don't know if you guys do too. I think here. I also want to remind you, I've been studying a neat chessable course called the Magnus Touch on strategy, and he's going to be coming out for one on the Endgame soon. And uh, that for the next couple weeks on my Twitch stream on Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Eastern, around then. I've had to move it a couple times because of work obligations, but um, I will be demonstrating and actually going through the Magnus Touch for the first time on the stream for the next couple weeks, and then I'm going to post a video review on the YouTube channel. So if that's something you've been looking at, I know a lot of you know me from the know me on Chessable as well, or are also Chessable users. So far, I like it. Queen to G4 with a centralized queen. Yeah, you know what? That's looking to trade queens maybe. I think that's definitely a good point, Mike. Something I could have considered as well. I think I wanted to give the way I look at this particular position is I can move my queen to safety, but also actually that would have been a good move too. But if you look at White's pieces on the queen side, this knight on B6 is not really doing anything now, and it's hemmed in by his own pawns. And so I wanted to move my bishop so that he didn't have a way to just take it. So okay, one moment. I'll be right back. I had the phone ringing for a second, but I had a phone ringing for a second, but someone else picked it up here. So yeah, that was my reasoning, was that I didn't want him to. So in a way, my material, even though I'm ahead of material, my material is more mobile than his when it comes to his knight and his bishop. Well, not his bishop necessarily. So by moving my bishop, it doesn't give his knight an easy way out. And so he has one less useful piece, and my bishop is more activated. Whereas if he plays rook to G1 here, then I can just move my queen. Okay. Well, interestingly, he moved queen to, or rook A to D1. So that is interesting. Queen to G4 is definitely an idea over here now. But so is something like... No, bishop to G4 probably is not good, because after rook H to G1... well, it could work. It could work. Bishop to G4, and then if F3, then I play bishop takes F3, and then queen takes G2, bishop takes G2, and then I think we're okay. The only problem with this type of move is that we do have this here as well. So maybe I should just take a move and play rook to D8. So let's take a look at this real quick. Bishop to G4, then F3. So if rook to G1, then queen takes G1, and after rook takes G1 here, but then he wins back the exchange here. So actually I think I should just play something like this. Let's play rook F to D8. I just noticed that though there is a discovery here, which I'm not too happy about, but I'm getting a little too freewheeling here. Yeah, I think you might be right. I think it's a mistake, but I don't think it is a insurmountable one, if that makes sense. Okay, let's go ahead and let's see here. Let's take here. I think we're okay. Now, bishop takes d8. I can actually think about... Well, I should probably take back with the other rook. And then if he takes here, then I'm taking this with check. And then what will I have? I'll have... Oh, I have even better. I have even better. But I'm not going to say it until I play the move here. So actually, this is okay. I think we're okay here. In fact, I think we're more than okay, depending on what he does next. So bishop takes d8. I've got a little bit of a surprise for him. which I think will be very, will be decent. No. Okay. So I thought that was actually the better move was to take there. And I think we're going to. Um, if I take here with check, yeah, you know what? We're gonna just keep. We're gonna keep the pressure on here, and now we're gonna cut this king off here. I was thinking of taking here with check, which is still a possibility on the next move, but I don't want this king tucking himself here. Well, he can't do it right away, I guess, because this rook would be hanging. So. So maybe not the cleanest way to do this. Yeah. So the idea was if you play bishop to d8, I was actually thinking of queen to g4 check. Is that what you were thinking, Mike? And then some interesting counterplay there. Yeah, if you guys started a little late, sorry about that. I will try to publicize it a little earlier. Bishop d8, bishop to g4 check, then bishop takes g4, queen takes g4 check. Yeah, but my idea there is, well, in that the only problem with that move, Colin, is he can play f3, and then I don't have. Although I guess I could go. I have another check, or actually I could play bishop takes f3. Yeah, that would have worked. Um, but the whole idea too is that I can actually win the bishop or take the bishop on d8. Remember, if he would have taken my rook, he'd be up an exchange at that point, or not up an exchange, but he would have won the exchange, even though I'm up a couple pawns now. So that's just going back. Instead of taking on d5, if bishop takes d8, I was planning queen to g5 check, and then, oh yeah, I guess that f3 wouldn't be there. Bishop to g5 check, and then I'm sorry, queen to g5 check, and then after the king moves, let's say the king moves to e1, then I could have taken the rook on h1. Okay. Well, there's a problem with this move, I think, and that's queen to d5 check. Actually, there's even a bigger. There's a couple problems, I guess. And I think I'm going to take advantage of it here. Okay, so this should be almost lights out because he's going to be losing either this rook or this rook, or I might be just checkmating him like this. Okay. Good game. Guys, thanks for playing. This was the first Better Chess Training streaming Simul. And you know what? Let's take a look. You got me curious. So let me go back and let's find that game and take a quick look here at this last position. So what I'm doing right now is we're going to just go back for a minute for the last few minutes of the stream here today. Good game, Dan. Good game, guys. I really appreciate you guys coming. I'm sorry, Colin. I know you had some work stuff to do, but let's take a look here. Actually, let me go to the analysis board. So let me give me a moment while I switch over to our analysis view and try to take a look here. Okay, so let's go back to the position in question. Actually, there are a few positions in question. Okay, from here, queen takes g2, I think is a decent move. King to d2, and here. Now, my mistake, I don't think it was a huge mistake because I think I have a bit of an advantage here, and I think what could have done was bishop to g4. So that's what I was thinking. Then, and I was looking at moves like this, and then I was looking at this, and let's say the queen moves here. Oh, the queen can't move. Let's say the queen takes, then I've got this. But then the problem is, after all of this, is that it's this. At least that was my view. And actually, that doesn't look horrible for me. Let's say I move this guy, takes here, and then let's look at this. We've got the two bishops, and we've got all of these extra pawns. So I think that would have been actually okay for the position. Let's look at what else happened in the game. So rook to d8, maybe not the best move. I don't think it was terrible. And you know what? I'll take a quick look at the other games too. Here, and I think bishop takes d5 is the best move. And after he takes here, yeah, just moving at the safety. But let's take a look here. The other option here, after taking here, was bishop takes d8, and here I was looking at queen to g5 check, which I thought was very interesting. Let's say after queen 3, I could have done this. Bishop takes, and then it takes here, of course. Well, actually, maybe it might take here. Then I still think the position's pretty good overall. So even though, and I probably want to avoid, I probably want to keep the queens on the board, probably target here. Okay, so let's go. That was good. Let me show you. Let's just take a quick look at these other games just to finish up, just to kind of look at some of the main games. Let's look at Aiden MCC game first. And the main thing here, go to the analysis board. Bishop g5 to, I'm sorry, Colin, you mentioned that earlier. Let's go back real quick. Hold on. So, oh, okay. So here, sorry, I'm switching over to the. So, bishop takes and bishop to g5 check. I'm not sure if I like it as much because after bishop to g5, he's winning back. He already, remember, he had this rook here on d8. Okay, so you gotta go here, and then he blocks, and then this is still being attacked. I do think I'm still winning here, but I don't think it's as good as what I played in the game. So after he takes back, which he should take, I take here, he takes here, and I'm winning because of my extra pawns. But so yeah, definitely not a bad move, but I'm not sure if it was as strong as some of the other options there. Okay, let me quickly go through the other couple games, just look at highlights here, just so you guys can take a look at that. It really, part of better chess training, I do want to help educate too, in terms, again, not total expert on these things, but okay, so let's go to the analysis. I'm going to go ahead and open up Opening Explorer here, and f6 has been actually played in at master level, and d4 is the move here. And instead of this d5 move, the problem with d5 is that it exposes the knight this pin. So that's what caused a lot of the trouble for you this game. But so instead, master game here, which was Gallego versus Cordoville from 1997, e takes d4 is the, and after knight takes d4, bishop d4 check, and c3 with slight advantage for a lot of weaknesses here aren't so great. But this was the cause first. This d5 move, because of this pin, I think was sort of the cause of a lot of the trouble. I took queen takes d5, and then it's knight to c3, and here actually interesting move would have been bishop to d4, which actually seems to be just okay, because I probably have to liquidate to avoid a ton of trouble here. Bishop to d2 doesn't look, but here I would just probably, okay. But a lot of trouble here because even here you could winning a pawn. So actually, I could have probably improved here. Now, the other move I looked at this point, instead of taking here, was knight to c3. And then I think that's actually, because now if I take, I just, there are actually some crazy tactics here. Just takes, then the h5 check. So that's kind of one of those things you have to for this. I get this rook. Okay, so let's take a look at the Breeze game real quick. Then we're gonna close up for today. But yeah, I hope you guys had fun watching. Tuesday, I'm going to be um, studying the Magnus Touch on Chessable on Twitch. Okay, I'm going to be spending an hour looking over some of the positions, and one of the things I want to do is kind of at the end of the month do a review video on YouTube. So if you want to come in and help me look at the moves and help guess the moves, that would be great. Okay, let's take a look at this. Let's go to the analysis board. We are on Lichess here, so if you guys are from chess. So we had some nice tactics in all of these games. So this is an opening I've played many a time, basically looking to prevent this. And then black goes here. I think so far so good. This move starts to be a little, because really you do want to maybe prepare for that c5 break. So knight to c6 kind of blocks the c pawn, and b5 gives some space. Now the one option I looked at was knight to a3, and here doesn't quite look so attractive. Knight takes, he takes, and queen to a4 with this threat. Maybe forces b6. Then this is like a move I've seen a lot of Morphy games play this bishop. Okay. Anyways, let's go back to the game. Knight to b8 was played. And here I just wanted you to make a decision so I verify what I wanted to do. Here, this was the major problem here. And the idea here was I wanted to eliminate these pawns. Saw here. But with this liquidation, now I'm able to win a piece. So a few ways to do this. Queen to b4 was one way. Could have done it with the rook as well, but queen to b4 seemed pretty natural. And as you can see here, we won the piece. And from here, it was a matter of simplifying. And then once we simplify, it's very difficult because this rook is kind of, if this rook were not here and it were on the last rank, you could have contested my rook. But by allowing me to get this rook on 7th rank, just made things that much simpler. And of course, we had this mating net. Now, the one move I saw here was rook to f6 blocking, but it's still not great because you're getting this action now. So, for example, here I'm threatening mate. So, kind of a dangerous position for you in any case. So, but that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the Simul today. I had 3 opponents, and luckily we were able to go 3-0. Maybe I'll have a little more next time. If you guys enjoyed it, like this video. It's going to be out kind of as a video in a few hours. I'm not exactly sure of the timing. And I hope you guys see you guys on Twitch stream on Tuesdays, 10 a.m. Eastern time. And I have regular videos on Monday, Thursday as well. On Mondays, I'm doing the principles of better chess training and kind of enjoying the short videos about principles you can apply to your chess training. And on Thursdays, last couple weeks, thanks, Dan. Well, you know what? We're all you guys are on the beginning of the chess journey. I'm sort of in the middle, maybe hopefully not the end. And you'll get there. You've very tough games every time we play. You get a little tougher, and I think one of these days I'll stop allowing you to play in the simuls because it's hard to play. But Thursdays, the last couple Thursdays, I've analyzed my games. But what I think I'm going to do this following Thursday is going to be looking at maybe analyzing some of the games from the magazine. But anyways, appreciate you guys coming, and hope to see you guys at the next time. Fridays, I'll be streaming here again, um, and just put this up the schedule again. Tuesdays streaming on Twitch, videos Mondays and Thursdays, and I have to start. I've been last couple of weeks. I've not been writing my blog, but Comfortable, one of my friends from the Chessable forums, mentioned that he followed me, so I'm inspired to write for him because he's a strong player. So thanks a lot, guys. I will see you guys next time, and have a great day. Have a great weekend.